Blustery weather conditions created horrifying scenes in parts of Port of Spain today. The impact of the strokes of lightning and strong winds saw a number of galvanized sheets being blown into the air. An unoccupied building located on the Children's Authority compound on Wrightson Road, Port of Spain, sustained damage from the adverse weather. A statement by the Children's Authority said its head office was not affected. As a precautionary measure, the fire service was called in and staff members were temporarily relocated to facilitate an assessment of the damage to the compound. The authorities said there were no identified risks to the health and safety of the authority's employees. A parked vehicle on the compound was also damaged by a fallen tree. The gusty winds were also responsible for damage to the roof of another building along Wrightson Road, and the electricity supply to the area was interrupted as debris flew onto power lines. Well, let's go to our meteorologist Ian Wallace to explain today's weather. Ian, was this at all unusual?
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't. During the wet season, we often find these thunder showers erupting. And with those thunder showers and the downpours, you tend to find the gusty winds. Now, those gusty winds are a result of the downdraft, which comes around the thunderstorms. When you have the violent rainfall, you'll notice the winds come in from the mid-levels, push down towards the surface, and then obviously spread. So you could be seeing those gusty winds and most of those thunder showers. Now, this was expected from the forecast from yesterday, with basically the heavy showers accompanied by those gusty winds and also the possibility of street or flash flooding. Now, looking at the satellite picture, you can just see here the concentration of that was actually around the northwestern areas of Trinidad, and that's where most of the activity was, and all of that was a part of a share line. In fact, we got similar weather around Grenada, some heavy rainfall there, and that eventually pushed into Trinidad. So right now, of course, Trinidad rainfall gauge is still at 136 millimeters, still well away from that 199. So it didn't provide significant rainfall across Pialco, but obviously it did bring some structural damage there.